Hello, Yu-Gi-Oh players, and welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Business Casual. I'm your host, the RJB0. So today, I'm bringing you guys the wind-up deck profile that I've been messing around with for a couple of weeks. I really enjoy the concept of wind-ups. I made the deck just to mess around, but as I've been playing, the deck has been exceeding my expectations over and over again. You guys saw the duel video that I posted the other day, where it beat Boojins and it beat Blackwings, and it wasn't even in its best form. So today I'm going to give you guys the deck profile that's kind of the conclusion of the wind-up research that I've been doing over the last couple of weeks, and the version of the deck that I am considering bringing into real life. And I'll discuss with you guys some of the choices that I made and some of the combos that you can do with this deck once I'm done with the deck profile. So first off, you've got the pretty self-explanatory wind-up engine. You've got the one Magician, triple Rabbit, triple Rat, triple Shark. Then you've got double Warrior, double Maxi. Then you've got a triple Tour Guide, one Night Assailant, one Bear. And then for your spells, you've got a Dark Hole, triple Factory, double Tanky, double Duality, double MST. Your traps are one Bottomless, triple Fiendish Chain, double Trap Stun, double Mirror Force, Warning, Torrential, Compulse. For your side deck, you've got starting off with one D-Fissure, one MST, double Dichotomy, double DNA Surgery, one Soul Drain, double Vanity's Emptiness, one Dust Tornado, double Light Imprisoning Mirror, double Overworked, and one Elzar Logia. Your extra deck, you've got one Fortune Tune, a Zen Mains, an Invoker, a Leviair, one Cowboy, an Abyss Dweller, Maestroke, Exciton Knight, Silent Honor Arc, Black Ship of Corn, Papilloperative, Shark Fortress, Volcasaurus Tyrus, and one Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger. So for a couple of my main deck choices I'd like to explain. The wind-up lineup, the standard Magician, Triple Rabbit, Triple Rat, Triple Shark, I don't really have to explain. But the double wind-up warrior is something I've been messing around with. I've tried one wind-up warrior, I've tried no wind-up warriors. I haven't tried three because I know that two is already kind of pushing the limits. So I'm sticking with two, and the reason is because a lot of the time you feel yourself wanting to make that rank 5 play, but you don't want to use up an extra shark from your deck using, Magician or something like that. So I'd rather go for Warrior from my deck and be able to use that shark from my hand later instead of running out of sharks in my deck to use from my hand to trigger more plays. The other thing I like about having the double wind-up warrior is if you draw into one of them, your Invoker is still live, you still got the one live one in your deck, and you aren't just going to be sitting around on that. I like Wind-Up Warrior because it just improves the diversity of plays that you have available to you, and running two seems to be the nice equilibrium for me. A possible switch out you could do is changing this for a third Maxi or a Ryo. A lot of people are running Summoner Mug over Tour Guide, and this is a trend that I saw at the beginning of the March format, after windups got hit pretty hard, but I really don't like the Monk build. First off, it's less consistent than the Tour Guide build. You're more likely to draw into a Tour Guide or a windup than you are to draw into a Monk, and you're going to be more likely to use filler and feel pressured to run bad cards in order to make that monk more live. I realize the monk makes it more likely that you're going to be able to go into your OTK strategies early game, but this deck doesn't need its OTK strategies to win. And that's one of the things that people really run into when they're playing this deck, is they find themselves so pressured to go into the Shark Magician combos and things like that, that they ignore the grind game and toolboxy potential that this deck is really made to do. So I like the Tour Guide engine. It makes single Sharks live, since it allows me to go into rank 5 plays. It via Invoker and Wind-Up Warrior. That's how that works. And it just sets you up early game. If you have the triple, or if you have a Tour Guide and a Factory in your hand, you can go into Zen Mains, ram into your opponent's monster, trigger the Zen Mains, destroy a card, and search off a Wind-Up Factory. So Tour Guide just speeds up the deck, increases consistency, and is just so much better than Summoner Monk for this build. Right now I'm only running double Tanky, double Duality, I'm going to try out different combinations of these. I do like the double tanky with the single bear, just because I don't like triple tanky. It's very cloggy, and bear is extra spot removal for problem cards. And if you have a tanky, if you tanky into bear and you can get another tanky, you just get a lot of pluses off of it, and it improves the diversity of strategies that this deck can make, especially when it's under pressure from a really big monster from your opponent. Double trap stun is something I talked about in my duel videos, where I really wanted to be able to use trap stun, because even though this deck doesn't rely entirely on its Magician Shark combos, getting a Magician Shark combo off is awesome. One of the best ways to use Magician Shark, I'm actually going to explain for you now. So if you can get that trap stun, even if your opponent has a monster on the board, if your opponent has a monster on the board, or if they don't, it's an OTK if you've got the trap stun, because you can go, and you have to have either Factory or Magician and 2 Sharks. And this isn't that difficult, since you can search into Wind Up Rabbit very easily, and you're very likely to get tanky on early on in the game. But the way that it works is you use Magician, you summon the Shark. Magician's effect activates summoning Rabbit from your deck. You go Papal Operative. It's a pretty standard move in that way. You use the Papal Operative to shift Rat to attack by detaching Magician. You use Rat to summon the Magician from the graveyard, at which point you summon the other Shark from your hand. Shark triggers Magician, who summons Wind Up Rabbit from your deck. Rabbit banishes the Magician, and you overlay the Rabbit with the spent Rat for Leviair. Leviair special summons the Magician back to your side of the field. You use the Shark's effect to increase its level or decrease its level by 1. It doesn't really matter, as long as the Shark is in attack position. Then you use Wind Up Magician to summon the other Shark from your deck. Also in attack position, you overlay the Wind Up Magician and the unmodified Shark for Abyss Dweller, which gives you a total of 8,500 damage. If your opponent has a monster already in the board, you can just increase that Shark's level by 1 and go for Volcasaurus into Gaia Dragon. So that's how you can get one of those OTKs off. There is a video that I will link you guys to if I can remember how to find it, that has more strategies and combos for windups, but I'll try to develop my own video for it for you guys for later. And if you want to see more of that, ask for it in the comment section below, and I will deliver. One of the best cards for this deck is definitely Abyss Dweller. I think that this deck has a really powerful, first off, access to Abyss Dweller, and a really good use of it, since your Wind Up Shark is a water monster, and you can put it on the board very easily, and especially if you put an Arknight on the board. Arknight plus Abyss Dweller in this deck is just GG, and they're 2 cards you can get out very easily, which means you can also put Evil Swarm Exciton Knight on the board very easily, which is also very good. This card is just dumb. It's badly designed, but I'm going to ride it out while it lasts. The Logia that I put in the side deck is another thing I feel like explaining, because if you're playing against Boojins and you hit the DNA surgery, you can call Dinosaur, and you can make your Magician Shark play, but at the end, instead of going into your Abyss Dweller or something, you can go into your Logia, at which point you have a ton of damage on the board, plus, I believe that's 8,400 points of damage, plus you have that free negation off of the Logia. So that's a really good use of that card. Other than that, it's just kind of tech choices you guys can ask me about in the comment section below. Meanwhile, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. And if you didn't, let me know why in the comment section below. And of course, discuss this deck. What do you guys think of windups? How do you run it? What do you play? And of course, subscribe for more decks discussion, analysis, and general Yu-Gi-Oh! Shenanigans. Meanwhile, thank you guys for watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Business Casual. I'm your host, the RJB0, and I got a jet. See you guys.